I went to the gym by myself for the first time as a girlie with gym anxiety, and this is what I did.
So you want to start lifting weights, but you don't know where to start.
Voice over time, baby.
Come with me, Zafaco, to try Reforma Pilates.
We're breaking down the wild world of plus-size fitness. Let's talk about why a cardio marathon might be the perfect example of how beginners confuse movement with actual fitness progress.
I went to the gym by myself for the first time as a girlie with gym anxiety, and this is what I did. This is day 2, week 1 of Gym with Jam. Firstly, I had to get an energy drink to hype me up because I was so nervous. As I was walking through the doors, I actually felt sick, but when I was in there, I felt so fine. To start off my workout, I did a 10-minute warm-up walk on the treadmill. I then went over to this bike, I did 13 minutes on this. I struggled turning this on. I had no idea how to do it. This literally killed my legs. As I got off, my legs were shaking, but that's the good part. I then went over to this, and I don't even know what it's called, so please let me know. And I did 3 sets of this, and each set I was going up. To end the morning, I went back on the treadmill and did 7 speed with a 9 incline for about 13 minutes, and I was wrecked. I was happy with what I did, and I was so proud of myself for going by myself. Gym anxiety is real.
Treadmill for 10 minutes. Then 30 minutes of bike like you're training for the Tour de France instead of trying to improve body composition. 30 minutes of cycling as your second exercise. And then the final boss, the treadmill again. Hours of cardio while ignoring the machines that actually matter. Excess cardio does way less for fat loss than people think. If your goal is fat loss, strength, and fixing the metabolic slowdown that comes with chronic cardio, you want compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses. This shows the exact crossroads so many beginners get stuck at. You're trying to overcome gym anxiety, you want weight loss, you want to feel proud, but you're stuck in the cardio loop that fitness culture keeps selling because it feels safe and familiar, even though cardio alone isn't going to give you the fat loss, visceral fat reduction, body recomposition, or metabolic health transformation you're actually looking for. The diet plays the biggest role in weight loss. Your gut microbiome influences cravings and inflammation. Lifting weights dramatically improves mental health and resilience. Building muscle burns more calories than walking on a treadmill, and compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, rows, bench presses, and hip hinges are the true foundation of fitness because they train the entire body, stimulate the nervous system, improve posture, fight insulin resistance, and actually shape your physique in a way cardio never could.
Yay, we go to the same gym. I felt the same when I first started, but everyone is so focused on themselves they won't even notice things like you not knowing how to turn something on, etc. Well done again.
Let's move on to the next TikTok, where you go from cardio warrior to squat instructor faster than your form can keep up.
So you want to start lifting weights, but you don't know where to start, and you're feeling really intimidated by going to the gym. You want to make sure that the bar isn't resting on your neck, but on your back. And yes, just start with the bar, and then work your way up in 5-pound increments. Feet shoulder width apart, and keep your back straight. A trick that can help is actually taking your toes and pointing upwards. This will prevent you from doing some bad form. I'm still learning, but I'm happy to share everything that I'm learning along the way.
Sharing is great, but teaching squats before mastering squats is like trying to tutor someone in algebra while you're still counting on your fingers. You're literally saying, point your toes upward, this will prevent you from doing bad form, while simultaneously doing the worst form. Pointing your toes up doesn't fix anything. What does is shift your balance backward, tighten your core, and force your chest up. What happens is your chest drops because of weak abs, your knees drift forward, and you can't hit depth because you aren't engaged enough to stabilize the bar. Also, your shoes have elevated heels, which for your situation may be bad. What comes to my mind to correct this is a front squat, but what would actually help you, and the people you're trying to coach, is starting with dumbbell goblet squats, because those force your torso upright, build core stability, teach proper hip mechanics, and keep you from collapsing forward like you did. It's not glamorous, but it's how you build to perfect barbell form.
Hi, if I may say, I was having trouble squatting with ankle mobility and used the TRX machines to do bodyweight squats and get more comfortable.
Next, the standing core workout that replaces lifting weights.
Voice over time, baby. I haven't done one of these in a while, so let's do a core workout for beginners. Y'all, this is amazing because we're not laying down and we're not using weight. Okay, so all you have to do is imitate with your hands that you are holding a dumbbell, but you're not. And dude, you're standing up. Like, come on now. Anyways, but the biggest thing here in this workout is that you have to keep your core tight throughout the whole time, okay? It's essential. I did 12 reps on each leg and keeping my core tight at all times. I did this for 3 sets and yeah, feel the burn, baby. Yes. Okay, bye.
You're basically doing knee raises and calling it a core workout like it's some fat loss hack. Meanwhile, the whole video accidentally exposes the entire fitness myth people get stuck in, training your abs while having 60+ pounds of fat covering them. If you actually want a strong core, you need compound lifts, deadlifts, squats, carries, rows, presses. These exercises destroy your core in the best way possible. They train your abs to brace, stabilize, and support real load. Doing abs when you're obese isn't bad, it's just inefficient and not the priority. The priority is fat loss. Fat loss comes from diet, lifting weights, building muscle, improving insulin sensitivity, and cleaning up the gut microbiome, not from 3 sets of standing knee tucks while holding invisible dumbbells.
As a fellow girl with a tummy, how do you know you're engaging your core? I be so confused.
This made me want to shit and throw up at the same time. Is that normal?
The final evolution of low-effort fitness content.
Come with me as a fat girl to try reformer Pilates for the first time. When we got there, we had to do a bunch of tests to check our mobility and flexibility. Here's me absolutely failing the push-up test. These machines had me kind of nervous, so I did check in advance if there was a weight limit on them. On these particular ones, there was not. One thing I found really interesting and refreshing is our instructor kept reminding us to slow down, because these exercises were about connecting with your body and feeling your muscles engage. Climbing on a box on top of the machine was not on my bingo card for this, and I'm not gonna lie, I was shitting myself. But once I was up there, I felt safe and secure. I think it definitely helped that I knew I looked damn fine in my new AQ Active set, and you can bend over without them going see-through. See you next week, besties.
Pilates being used as an aesthetic, not a workout. Let me make this clear. Reformer Pilates is not bad. It's just not remotely effective for someone who needs strength, muscle, metabolic improvement, and fat loss as the foundation. Pilates is incredible after you've built strength, after you've created stability, after you've established a baseline of fitness. But using Pilates as a primary training method when you can't perform a basic push-up is wrong. The instructor kept reminding you to slow down and connect with your body. Respectfully, what muscles are we connecting to when the resistance is basically the weight of a feather? There's a difference between mindful movement and pretending you're training. Look, I'm doing something for the camera. If you want to connect with your body, amazing. But if you want to change your body, you need to eat for fat loss. This wasn't a workout. It was all for TikTok.
I really want to do a plus-size Pilates class because I am scared to do it normally.
Let's finish with outdoor fitness equipment, the lowest effort imaginable. Movements that do nothing. Except maybe the leg press. Anyone understands there are no muscles worked here. These machines are literally designed for casual stretching. They're even easier than reformer Pilates. They don't even raise your heart rate to qualify as cardio, at least. It feels like exercise, but it does nothing that exercise is supposed to do. If you want any progress, walk. Seriously, a brisk walk has more metabolic impact than those machines. Just walk. Outdoor equipment isn't evil, but it's not training. It's not enough. At best, it's a break during your walk. So there's no point in that workout. Not for fat loss, Not for strength, not for muscle, not for health.
Walk 10K steps a day and be on a calorie deficit and are good.
Still saving those $10. You look a lot healthier, but I'd still invest in the gym.
Despite all the questionable workouts, I genuinely respect that all of them are showing up and trying. Taking that first step is always worth applauding.